All right, so welcome back. This is going to be a quick one, I hope. We are going to start a rolling few episodes of our Dessert Wines by the Glass, which are, as we know, something that we can always sell more of. This is a great way to upsell and increase our check average, and it's something that I feel that guests really don't know how much they will like this. People think they don't like things that are sweet. People really do love things that are sweet, and the pairings with our desserts can also be really, really awesome and a kind of a mind-opening experience. And this can make people think about dessert wine a little bit more often without our help, hopefully, when they come back. So we're going to start today with two wines, and it's going to be our two bubbly dessert wines. So here we have both of them. Bam. So we're going to start with this guy. This is the Elio Perrone 2017 Moscato d'Asti. And then over here, we're going to go to the 2015 Marengo Pineto Bracchetto d'Acqui. Both of these are from Piedmont, Italy, which is in northeastern Italy. And let's talk about how these wines are made real quick. Hopefully everyone is familiar with the champagne method. And this is a little bit different, but similar in a way. So instead of being made in these bottles, these wines are made in tank and then bottled out of kind of a more of a bulk idea. So basically, the grapes are harvested, a dry wine is made, the wine is then put into a big tank, usually stainless steel, and a selected amount of yeast and sugar is added to create a second fermentation, just like in champagne. What's going to happen is they're going to close and lock the lid on this tank. That equation of fermentation, that magic that makes wine, is going to start happening again to this wine. So we all know the equation of fermentation. Just in case we don't, it is yeast plus sugar equals alcohol, which is why we're all here, carbon dioxide gas, and heat as a byproduct. We're going to focus on those two. The heat's a little ancillary for this discussion. But when that fermentation is happening, on the first fermentation, it's an open top, so the carbon dioxide just flies off into the air. And with the tank closed on the secondary fermentation, all of that gas stays in and distributes throughout all of this delicious wine. And as the sugar is eaten by the yeast, the wine gets drier. And so when these wines have the right amount of residual sugar, which is gonna be, somewhere in the 10 to 30 grams per liter area, they will stop the fermentation. Usually they will just turn on some cooling apparatus and take the temperature of the whole thing down. They will then filter and or fine the wine and put it into bottle and release it pretty soon thereafter. So these are wines that are generally made to be drank pretty early. Bracchetto a little bit later than Moscato, but pretty much the same idea going on here. Okay, let's get into these wines real quick. Let's start with the Moscato here. So kind of see, you can see the bubbles. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. You can see, there's a good shot. So you can kind of see the bubbles are a little bit finer, but they're kind of all over the place. You can kind of see there is a stream through the middle, but there's kind of bubbles all over the wine. That's a little sign of the Charmat method. Made it a little bit quicker. The wines are generally a little less focused with their bubbles. All right, so as you can see here, got a little much better sight thing going on. This wine is really delicate in color. It is almost totally silver. There's a little bit of a straw going on. Maybe a little bit of a really light gold, but definitely really silver platinum, kind of defining the look of this wine. Whoa, this wine is super easy to smell. Super easy. Very highly intense, and that is Moscato, if anyone has ever had Moscato or a Muscat. This is kind of in that same family as Gewürztraminer. Sometimes Viognier can be like this. Like, I can smell the wine in here. I mean, this wine is easily 2 feet from my face, and I can smell it. And what does it smell like? So fruits, we've got lots of tropical fruits here. Really typical, really ripe lemon, lychee, guava, pineapple, mango. Definitely that's what's going on here. Even more so than fruit, we got to talk about flowers. This almost has like a Saint Germain kind of elderflower thing going on. Maybe not quite as intense as Saint Germain or other elderflower liqueurs, but it is definitely going on here. There's a little bit of a creamy kind of thing going on because there are lots of lees worked in any kind of sparkling wine. A little bit of stony minerality, But this wine is pretty pretty low on the complexity side, but really powerful fruits, tropical fruits, flowers going on here. Lightly sparkling. This is not fully sparkling like champagne. This is what the Italians call frizzante, whereas if you might see an Asti spumante, spumante means fully sparkling. So that has a champagne-like power of bubbles to it, whereas Moscato d'Asti is always made in a frizzante, lightly sparkling, lightly sweet style of wine. And pretty much echoes everything. Tropical fruits, mango, guava, lemon, a little bit of an orange thing, Moscato or Muscat, same grape, different language, French, Italian, English. Always has a little bit like an orange peel thing. They don't get as much on the nose, but definitely on the palate. So it's a little creamy. It's definitely off dry. I think that goes without saying, but this wine is off dry, almost medium sweet. Nice long finish. Really refreshing. The acid level is bright. The bubbles help really keep the wine crisp. This is fantastic. Not a specific pairing with anything on the menu. However, sorbets, ice creams, definitely this is kind of what you want. It just kind of cuts through that creamy richness of the texture of the ice cream, or it'll match up some fruity flavors from the sorbets. So that's it, man. This is Elio Peroni Moscato d'Asti. Pretty affordable wine. This is $10 a glass for a 3-ounce pour, $40 for the half bottle. So on the lower end, but definitely better than nothing on a check. So get out there and sell it. Let's go on to the next one. All right, so let's go into the Bracchetto real fast. Again, this is 2015 Marengo Bracchetto d'Acqui. Go right there. This is also from Piedmont, northwestern Italy, not northeastern as I said earlier. Bracchetto as a grape is actually related to Moscato. It, like Moscato, is an aromatic grape variety. Yeah, it has a really enticing color. You can kind of see there's orange going around the outside, but it's nice and ruby in the middle. Almost looks like it has kind of like a glowing fireplace kind of look to it. As you can probably see, kind of the same bubble structure as the Moscato. Lots of little bubbles all over the place, not super focused. But again, Charmat method kind of makes wines in this style, and that's what we're looking for. So let's go ahead and smell the wine. Really intense again. So we talked about elderflowers on the Moscato. We're going to talk about rose. We're going to talk about violets. We're going to talk about lavender. Really ripe red tart cherries, strawberry. Maybe a little bit of like a watermelon, but like a watermelon piece with lots of seeds in it. It's got a little bit of like a spicy, almost a black peppery thing. Nasturtium flowers. That's kind of what I'm looking for. Really spicy edible flowers with strawberry yogurt kind of feel to it. But again, pretty simple stuff here. So let's taste it. Red Moscato. That's what we can call this wine. If people have never heard of it, I think that's a great way to describe it, because it does have these powerful floral aromatics. It is, again, off-dry, medium sweet, kind of in that area. It is not super cloying like some other dessert wines like Chateau de Cam, other Sauternes, stuff like that. Definitely sweeter there, a little less sweet here. This would be awesome with strawberry sorbet. This is the pairing for these strawberries and honey on the wine list right now. Again, kind of Bob's your uncle on this one. Red Moscato. The acid is vibrant. It has some sweetness, but it has a little bit of lift. This is perfect for people that don't want something super sweet or maybe a little full. This can kind of be a little bit of a refreshing style of dessert wine here. Pretty affordable wine. This is $11 a glass for a 3-ounce pour. This is $44 for the half bottle. So get out there and sell it. You know, this is kind of entry-level stuff, but having a glass of either of these two wines is better than having zero dessert wine, that's for sure. And again, turn some people onto something they may not know about, something they may not know that they want, and get out there and make some more money. Thank you for watching.